Hey everyone, what's going on? This is John Brady, and I am here with another video from iNetSupply. We are an e-commerce superstore and independent distributor of name brand tech and networking equipment. Now, you might remember back in August, we did a series of videos highlighting the Aruba networking solutions, aptly named Aruba August. And we really like the Aruba products. I'm proud of the videos we produced back in August, but that's not the only networking solution we carry in our warehouse. We are also Ubiquity authorized to sell. So we have right here a Ubiquity network and a Ubiquity access point. Now, behind this access point, we have two other Ubiquity access points that you can pair up with this network switch, but we decided just to use this one for the video. And you can see just in this brief minute-long introduction that the Ubiquiti UniFi and the HPE Aruba Instant Ons, they have a lot in common with each other. They're kind of occupying the same space. They're trying to make networking solutions easier and more accessible for you. All right, so now we're gonna do what we always do. It's that time. Title card and then unboxing. We're gonna unbox the network switch right here. We're gonna unbox the Ubiquiti access point. We're actually gonna stay here at my unboxing desk and we're going to test out the products right here. So network switch, access point, we'll get that going on this computer. Gonna be a lot of fun. Let's waste no more time. Let's just get to it. All right, the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take our knife, we're gonna start opening up the network switch from the top, that top flap right there. This is the USW24 PoE network switch from Ubiquiti. It's the UniFi network switch. All right, so we're gonna take this box out in the middle. It's got our power cord, it's got our mounting brackets in there. Take a little gander inside. We're gonna move this away for now. And let's take out the network switch as gracefully as we can. Empty box right there. We'll take off these side protectors. So then we have this sheath we're gonna have to carefully take apart, and let's get the network switch out in all of its glory. There it is. All right, so we're gonna put that aside and let's work on the access point. This access point is the UAP AC Lite. All right, so again, very gracefully, let's remove the access point and its components from the box. So that right there you see is the power injector. We're gonna take it out of its little cloth there. All right, now we have the access point. It's light, but it's sturdy. This is our mounting bracket right here, and that's the back slip for the access point. All right, we have our cable here. The cable obviously connects to the access point and gets the power injector. Got the port, show it right there. All right, so the last thing we'll find in the box is, of course, kind of the mounting screws. But this is everything we have from the network switch and the access point laid out on the table. And we'll move on to plugging it in and setting it up. All right, so we have our power right here. We're gonna plug that into the back of the switch. Don't need to see what that looks like. You've done that before. We have our little display right here. It'll show you that it's booting up. You have your little status bar right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the red cable, and this is the one that's connected to our router. We're gonna plug this into a non-PoE port on the switch because it doesn't need PoE. You can see the light flashing underneath the port. We'll show you a better glimpse right now. All right, it's just showing that it's receiving data. We'll show this again later when we have more plugged in. We are gonna plug this cable in to another non-PoE port as well because we don't need power over Ethernet just to get the computer going. So before moving on, we're gonna grab the power injector. This is the one that comes from the wall. This is the one that goes out to the computer. So you plug a cable from the switch into this, and then you plug this into power, and then you plug this into the access point, and it'll work as if you have a PoE switch like we do. So now I'm gonna plug this into the number one port on the switch and plug in the other end into the access point, just as I'm showing you right here. Take off that little back plate and then find the port, plug in the Ethernet cable, put it through the little bind there, put the plastic cover back on. It's really easy to just slide, like it kind of clicks into place, move it over, and then it's protected. So turn the access point over. All right, so this is our 1.3-inch Ubiquiti touchscreen display. It provides so much helpful information. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna look up the IP address by clicking this button here. So we can see that this is the IP address for the switch. And we want to swipe through, we can see the IP address for the Ubiquiti console. We can see other information about the Ethernet ports here. And we scroll through, we could also see information about the SFP ports. You can see it right there. And we go one step further, we have our up and down speeds. Only 9 minutes, we just plugged it in. All right, so then we can kind of go through the rest, scroll through to get back to the IP address. All right, but then we get back to the main hub. You swipe down and you can see the health of your Ethernet ports. You can see there's one PoE plugged in as well as 2 at the end. You can check the health also of your SFP ports. See, we have nothing in. Down right there. Let's dive even deeper into the settings of this display. You click that, you can see the brightness of this little display, 80%. You can change the color, the background color if you'd like to. You could restart the entire device from this little display. If we drop down, we can also see the throughput, and we can see our system requirements. We can look up the power in real time, see how much it's using over the last 7 days or the last 30 days. And then we get back to the throughput, and with that, we're done. Let's look at our nifty little screensaver for a second. So we already have this pulled up on our screen here. We're going to talk about downloading the software that helps us manage the switch and the access points. So check that URL. It's the ui.com/download/UniFi. And we'll scroll down past the firmware. Now you'll see software. We're running a Windows machine, so we'll need the most up-to-date Windows material for this. So click download, and as you can see, we already have this downloaded, so there's no waiting time for us today. So after it's downloaded, you can open up the program and launch that. That'll send you over to this page, which will run all of your local hosts. Very nice, which just means that your computer is running it. All right, so the default page is the dashboard, which shows you access points connected to your network. Shows you the clients connected to your network as well, which is just your computer right now. It'll show you your topology, so you just have our computer, you have our access point. You can connect our phones to the access point as well. That'll show up here too. So right now it's showing 2 access points connected, but don't worry about the one managed by another console. All right, so if you click on the USW24 PoE, you'll see everything connected to it. All the things that it uses, the uptime. Now it's been a whole week since we first started plugging this in and getting it going. You can look directly at the ports, so you have the one serving PoE, and you have the 2 that are connected to both the internet and this computer. You can even manage the settings of the screen to turn it off. You can manage all sorts of network settings, but that's beyond the full scope of this video. If you click on the UAP-AC Lite, you can see all the information for that. This is going to have less uptime because I've just unplugged it. You can even look at the channels that it's running on. You can make a name for each individual access point. You can turn off the LED if the LED is bothering you. There's lots of controls you have here, not just the big boy network controls. All right, you can look at all the clients that are connected. Right now, you can see it's just the editing computer and a few others. Now, so this is just a test network. We're not going to be able to show you all the mumbo jumbo. You can look at the statistics, your upload and your download speeds over time. You can look at the Wi-Fi insights, which is the performance and the environment. So to that, with the environment, you can see all the networks that are by you and how they interfere with you as well. If you're receiving interference, we can move to a different channel zone. You have individual logs, notifications, settings where you can change your channel width, like I said earlier. You can create new VLANs with the Internet tab. You can create a VPN, traffic management, You can make firewall restrictions, and that's very important because by default, Ubiquiti has your VLANs talking to each other. You have to manually make it so they do not talk with each other. You can create profiles. You can individually manage each port on the switch. That's by no means it for this portal, but that's what we're going to cover for now. We also want to bring up the UniFi Design Center. So I have a little basic mapping of our office sort of laid out right here. I have the switch sort of where I am right now. This is just a tool to help you design out your space, to figure out how many switches you'll need. I'm pretty sure I have our building DIMMs way too big, but regardless, this is a very useful tool. I have one set up in our main office space. I'll probably throw one into our other office space, maybe one in our other office space. You can see this is our kitchen. We don't need anything there. Throw in a couple in our warehouse, one in our conference room, and that is probably more access points than we'd even really need. I just made our office too big. So much real estate. But this is a really great tool to show you how you can build your network properly. And a side note, I forgot to mention earlier, you do need Java to run the Ubiquiti Network Management tool. All right, well, there you have it. This is all you would need to get your Ubiquiti UniFi network solution started at your home or at your small business. And Ubiquiti products right now are pretty hard to come by, and we have everything from their network switches to their access points. So check out the website, look up brands, search Ubiquiti, or simply check out the link below in the description. All right, I've had a lot of fun. I know you've had a lot of fun too, so don't leave this video without clicking that little thumbs up. Make sure you give it a like and ring the notification bell so you know when we're gonna drop our next video. Also, if you haven't already, hit that big old subscribe button right there. Make sure you're tapping it. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is John Brady. Check out our website, iNetSupply.com. Serious deals, superior service.